Welcome back to the show. We have a guest here that maybe some of you have seen in our viewing area. He had a show several years ago in the Mountain Home area. It was it called Out of the Norm?
I think it was,
yeah.
Yeah, it started out as the Out of the Norm show on radio, and then it went into television.
Okay. So you have a little history in radio?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Sounds like a lot of history.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, that's how the Out of the Norm show was actually begun. I was on the radio in North Carolina, a little place called Sanford, North Carolina. It's about in the geographic center of the state near Pinehurst. And the morning drive, I had the morning drive show, and it was Out of the Norm. And one Thursday afternoon, a guy from the TV station called, and he goes, "I'm in a panic. I don't know what I'm going to do. My host for our live show tonight is ill, and I don't know who to call. Can you do TV?" And I went, "Well, sure. I've done a lot of performing and radio and playing music and those kind of things." So I went over and did the show, and the next day they called me and said, "Would you like to host the show from now on?" And I went,
wow.
"Okay." So we started our TV on a fluke from radio.
Cool.
Well, have fun.
And what kind of format was that?
I did a smooth jazz format on radio, but the television show was called, Norm at Noon, because it came on 5 days a week. And I was doing magazine format kind of programming. So we might go out to the city park when they're doing stuff, or we made it kind of regional. And now we've gotten the show, now that it's in Northwest Arkansas, as well as now coming to North Central Arkansas, the shows have a much broader national appeal to them now.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about the show.
It's an eclectic collection of people, places, things, and events from all over. If you were to follow me in the last 4 months, you would have been in Willie Nelson's recording studio in Austin. We would have been in the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas, to find out where Dr. Pepper was invented. We may have been in the World War I Museum in Kansas City, a phenomenal museum up there. So we're doing all kinds of eclectic stories. We've had the Arkansas 3-time yo-yo champion on the show, and we did a full half hour and talked about that skill and art, and it got a lot of response from it. Mike Huckabee's been on the show, Governor Beebe. We were at the Governor's Mansion not long ago in Little Rock and did a tour of the Governor's Mansion with Mrs. Beebe. And she was a gracious hostess, and you'll be seeing that show coming up real soon.
Yeah. Well, unlike this show, you're not fettered to the studio.
No, we want everything to be on location. We feel like bringing that local excitement that people get, and number one, they get excited about us being in the town. We were in Walnut Ridge not long ago for the Beatle event, the Beatles on the Ridge.
Oh, really?
And interviewed Sonny Burgess, who was an old guitar player from the Sun record days in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
And interviewed him, but it was on location, standing on Highway 67, the rock and roll highway in eastern Arkansas.
Now, where do you come up with your ideas? Do you do research, or do you just like to get out and travel and then end up somewhere?
It kind of comes both ways. The show has gotten quite a good response, so we get a lot of emails. There's a lady named Ann Mahoney who's the associate producer of the show, and she fields all of the emails, and that'll be about 150 a week.
So you may get some ideas for shows.
Sure, we'll get an idea from one person, and then we'll explore the area. Say, we knew we were doing the Beatle thing in Walnut Ridge. That was already set up. Well, I didn't know I was going to run into a pilot who had been hijacked in 1972 to Cuba.
Oh, wow.
And there was another story. So we ended up filming like 4 stories in the area just by doing a little exploring.
Now, you told me about the story about the pilot. And I remember, I visualized the video in my head where the pilot's hanging out the window and the hijackers shooting, and what the regular news media doesn't do is they don't go back and follow up on those stories, because I don't think they think it's newsworthy or interesting enough. But I am drawn to that kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Well, and that's another thing, too. I mean, we can get news and politics and opinion out the kazoo. I mean, it's on everywhere all the time. But these are stories about people who really are contributing something back to their neighborhood. I did a story not long ago with 3 entrepreneurs, 3 young people who own a business, and they're all under 25 years old. Now, that's a story we need to see. I mean, that's a real motivational story to the public. We had a lady who was the first Marianne Messick from Monkey Run, Arkansas. And this lady in 1960 had never seen an airplane and got on a plane and was selected to appear on What's My Line in 1960.
That's neat.
Just a wonderful story, but they're all out there. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's a great story.
You bet.
They really are, and I think they need to be preserved. I think that's our mission.
Now, do you do one show a week, or you said earlier you did 4 in one day?
Well, when I'm on a road trip, I'll try to do multiple shows and get them in the can because of the logistics. I'm going to Denver here real soon, and we're doing the Air Arabia Steamboat in Kansas City, and then we're doing Dwight Eisenhower's in the afternoon with Buffalo Bill Cody in Golden, Colorado. So all of those shows will be shot, but those will be edited. So we'll get a whole season usually out of a good road trip.
Sounds like you just like to travel.
I've been doing it for about 40 years. I've been traveling, whether it was playing music professionally or doing radio, which you never stay in the same place in radio. And then, of course, now television's brought us to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Where's your home base?
My home base right now is Bella Vista, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
I live over in northwest Arkansas. We're right in the middle of the Crystal Bridges country over there, and a lot of excitement going on in Arkansas right now in that part of the world.
Well, we've got a little, just a little tease of what your show is. I think we've got a minute or so of one of your shows. We'll take a look at that if we can. Maybe
The Out of the Norm show is an educational and inspirational and a down-home, comfort-feeling kind of show.
First time, first day in the water with the fly rod. If I can do it, believe me, all of you smart people can. I'm sure that women can even do this too. Oh, oh. Oh. Trip across Bull Shoals Lake, heading across the last ferry in Arkansas. We hope you've enjoyed the trip and saw a little bit of the high water for this spring of 2008. But we're going to be heading back in just a little while and going back to Arkansas and back home again to bring more shows to you from the Out of the Norm show. Don't go away, because as always, the stories are always all about you. We'll see you again on another version of the Out of the Norm show. Well, we have the solution to the gas problem if you're not in a hurry to get there. This might be it right here. This is Peggy, right? Oh, Booper. This is Betty Booper. And she's giving me a little ride today, and I don't know, we're going to call the rest of the elephants. I think I hear Stampede coming. Hey, don't go away. There's a good show today for you on the Out of the Norm show.
My wife Judy and I had the good fortune to meet Norm Allen here not too many months ago, and just knew that he had a special talent. So when we were asked to sponsor his show on Out of the Norm, we were glad to do it, and I am so happy that we have, because it's just been a great show. We enjoy watching it. Just a couple of weeks ago, he had a gentleman on that not only did he play the guitar and make guitars, but he also did a yo-yo. And I thought it was great, because I did yo-yos when I was a kid, and I just enjoyed the heck out of that show. So I heartily recommend Out of the Norm show, because it's fantastic.
It's Out of the Norm.
that is kind of like a PM magazine type, or an AM type of magazine show.
It is, but we try to keep it very personality driven. You know, we want people to have real relationships with us and with the public through the show. So it's always a visiting. I never use cue cards. It just kind of goes with the flow, just like you guys, you know. But I think being sensitive to who's watching is very important on the subject matter.
And we've discovered that too. I think that so many networks out there that are national, they look over us.
Right.
They know that we have a demographic here, but they don't cater to what we really like to see. Right. And from the phone calls and the emails we get, we try to satisfy what our viewing audience wants to see, and I think that your show probably does that too.
We're trying to be very sensitive to communities, and we like for all communities to be involved. You know, I don't want to go and do the Willie Nelson stories and the big stories. I think the stories are right here, right down the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And number one, it draws an audience to us who is always going to watch. They'll be loyal to us.
Exactly.
But number two, it's their story that's being ignored. It's not the big stories and the big news pieces. Those get way too much attention.
Yeah.
But the little lady down the street who has a history, who had children in World War II, or the veteran museums and things of that sort that really need to be preserved for the benefit of America.
And we found that those kind of people don't want the publicity. And you have to do your job to go out and
They may
find
not
them.
seek you out.
Yeah.
Oh, they won't. It's always a relative.
Sure.
I have a cousin who, I have a sister who, and then they're usually willing to talk, but we do it on a very, very low-key, personal
very
basis.
personable.
Sure.
Would you like our audience to contact you for
I'd love for them to.
ideas?
Sure. Our website is www.outofthenorm.tv.
Okay.
And there's about 40 shows on there that are all complete, so you can see the archives
go back and
that
look.
we've done
wonderful.
over the past couple of years of shows that are still archived there. And the best part, so they can always go there and email us from www.outofthenorm.tv, or you can give us a call at 870-421-0380.
Are you dialing?
We would really prefer that they just go to the website. That'll be the easiest way to contact us,
Right.
and someone will get back with them
Yeah.
about story ideas. And the good part about it is that we're going to be right here in Harrison and in Mountain Home and this whole north central Arkansas
Yeah.
area starting December the 2nd.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
your
good.
time.
Now, do we have specific time now? I've not
Friday
been
night at
involved.
6 o'clock.
Friday night at 6.
We'll
okay.
be on Friday night at
So
6
I'm usually the last one to know.
Right, we're on it Friday night at 6 o'clock on these in Mountain Home and in Harrison area region, and then we're on again on here in Harrison we're on again on Tuesday afternoons I think at 3 o'clock, and we're going to be on Wednesday nights, a late night in Mountain Home, which is kind of neat at 10:30 at night. Kind of one of those times you're always kind of looking
Sure,
for something,
yeah.
and Jay Leno's not funny anymore, so maybe you'll
There you go.
come into the Out of the
Tune
Norm
into
show.
you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Norm, it's good to see
That's
you.
great.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for coming by. I know you're going back over to Bella Vista. Is
Yeah,
that
to
right?
Bella Vista, and I have to say thanks too. I did get my veteran pin. If we have time
Yes.
to do that, I want to thank those kids. And which school are they from?
They're from
Alpena.
the Alpena School.
From the
yeah.
Alpena
Yeah.
School. Well, this is
They come here every year, and they have a huge story to tell, and they have a I don't know what's a workshop or work group that they
East
work.
Lab is what it's called.
Yeah, it's called the East Lab.
well as as a veteran and as an American citizen, when kids are being taught this kind of heritage, America's not in near as bad a shape as some
Sure,
people like to
yeah.
say
right.
it is.
And we need to keep that generational thing going too.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
again.
Norm.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Very
Good to have you
much.
on the Hometown TV network, and I would encourage people out there that when you see the show, please email Norm or email us here at the station and tell us what you think of the show. There's no better way to find out how we're doing on this side of the camera than for you to tell us exactly how you feel. Now, a lot of times it's when we don't hear anything, everything's okay.
Right.
And sometimes we hear bad things, but like when the
But we like
station
to hear
goes
the good
black or
things,
something.
too, for sure.
So Norma's been gracious enough to try to be on our networks here, and please give him a shout out every now and then. Go to his website or contact us here, and we'll make sure that we forward all that information to him. And watch the show.
Where the story's all about you.
That's it.
There you go.
Thanks, Norm.
Thank
you.
All right. Up next, we're going to talk with Shay Fountain and about a community Thanksgiving service coming up. Stay with us.